Hi, welcome to this video about the options in KISS. So if we start up KISS here, load a solution as a MySQL solution. Okay, if we go to Tools, Options, first thing here on the General tab, we have a base working directory. So if you're going to be inserting files manually, this is the directory that it's going to default to. Then we have a text editor for editing files. I'm currently using EditPad Pro. Any text editor that accepts a list of file paths as the argument and a command line should work. If you don't specify a text editor, then Windows Notepad will be used by default. If you have a comparison tool which accepts two files on the command line to be compared, that should work here as the comparison tool. I'm using Beyond Compare here. We go further down, we have the output file encoding that defaults to ASCII. Line ending defaults to none, but you can have carriage return, line feed, carriage return. Then we have options about when you want it to synchronize on load, synchronize on generate, whether you want to validate on generate. Click Show File Preview to get files that are selected in the list view showed down here in the File Preview dialog. Then if you want to set text colors, there's a time penalty when the text colors are set, so on large files it could take some time. So if you know you're editing a lot of or viewing a lot of large files, you may want to switch that off. Then we have delete old generated files, non-custom on generate. That should be set on so that all your generated manifest files and interface files are regenerated. This will not overwrite the custom files. Custom files are there to be manually edited and then not overwritten. Then you have your preview font size, then some details about the author, the name, the company name, and the owner of the copyright. They may be the same or different. Okay, moving on to the code tab. You can specify a code editor to edit code in. So just like with the text file editor here, your code editor needs to accept a file path as a parameter on the command line. Microsoft's new Visual Studio Code seems to be quite good, and that's what I have specified here, or you can specify Visual Studio. And if you move on to SQL tab, again you can set a SQL editor. I have mine set to SQL Server Management Studio. Then if you have a licensed copy of SQL Scripter, you can specify that there. That will be launched from within KISS. And then the path to SQL Metal. That's usually available in the .NET directory as shown here. So if you have your SDK and your NetFX directory, you can specify SQL Metal if you want to use SQL Metal. Okay, some defaults. The datetime value for null. That's used by the business logic layer to insert nulls into datetime if you don't have a datetime to pass. Then you have your stored procedure prefix, stored procedure suffix, your trim table prefix. So if, for example, your tables are prefixed with a couple of characters, you can have those trimmed off during generation. Not on your data model database, it's just in the code that's being generated. A parameter prefix, so you could have something like in underscore, and that's mirrored here in the SQL parameters. And then your field prefix. Some people like to use M as for member. I just default it there to underscore. Then we have some Visual Studio project paths which can be called up when you modify a solution. Again, this is a time-saving feature. If you've got a base directory where you're working from for SQL and MySQL, Whenever you're creating a new solution, you can use those as a starting point. Okay, just let those refresh through, and then we'll just have a look. So imagine here we've got a couple of files and we want to see the differences between them. If we select two files, right click and do compare files, then because I have beyond compare set, it'll call that, and here we have a file comparison. Likewise, if we want to edit that file, then that will appear in your chosen file editor. If we have a look, that was for SQL there. If we have a look at some code files, okay, value objects. So I've got the base class for the value objects here, and I want to edit that in the code editor that I've specified. So go to code editor, and Microsoft Code loads up that file. Now back to the SQL, and there you can use your SQL editor or the built-in SQL tool to edit your SQL scripts. Okay, I think that covers everything in options. Here we have the formatted text in the preview. Let's find a bigger file. Okay, there. If it doesn't automatically set the colors because the file's too big, you can force it to by doing format text, and you get this warning message here. Okay, hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching.